So when I get on stage, they like my look at 107. I'm 5'2".
Okay. Okay.
But most girls at nationals were around that weight, which was kind of funny. Like I wasn't when I look at it, I wasn't small. They just want more they say I have the shape. They just want more pop, more fullness,
Mm,
which we all know if I took something to make me look full for 6 weeks, I probably would look full, like a little bit of pop, just a little bit of.
yeah.
But I think I just need the time because I'm going to be
Mm,
very honest. I kind of jumped into this prep like I did my first shows ever. I decided in the fall, September, August or September, I'm going to do a show in June. I was like, I need to cut some more weight off first. So I did like a little mini cut, tanked my testosterone was normal-ish, but wasn't great because I dieted. And then I maintained and then I cut into the show. So like did I really even build for competing?
yeah, and that, I mean, I love though, I love the self-awareness. I love that you're able to kind of take a step back and be like, okay, like this is the ceiling just based on where I'm at and what I'm willing to do, what I'm not willing to do. I think that's an important discussion that like the athlete truly has to have kind of within themselves. I mean, like as coaches, it's like I can help guide you, but like a lot of people assume I'm just, you come to me, I'm gonna put you on drugs, like we're just gonna put the Anavar in place week 2. No, like I swear to God, like I've developed this like brand of like being more of like a dare program against PEDs. And like people that give me shit, they're like, wait, like you're gonna talk about this, you're not gonna put me on PEDs. It's like you have so much that you can do before we get to that point. Like, why not take advantage of that? And even within that, the individuals who come to me who are like, I don't think I can make that decision yet. I don't think I'm ready. I'm like, girl, we got all the time in the world. You don't ever have to make that decision. Like, you want to do it naturally? Cool. It just means that we're going to have to do things with that in mind. Like, that's the condition that we have to respect with our decision making process, which I love that you're also, just being very honest about. Like, that means that hormones will need extra time. They'll need extra love and extra attention. So, in those non prep settings, it's not as simple as just like, yeah, just recomp through the next 6, like no, like it's not, you might have to take some of that stimulus off, just like loosen the bottle cap a little bit.
Yeah, so that's why I'm actually taking a really long off season where I'm actually focused on building and I'm already seeing changes, right? I'm like like I looked at pictures today from last year to now. I'm like, where did this muscle come from? Like this is insane. Then I'm like, oh, maybe I do a show earlier. I'm like, no, Britt, hello. Like my hormones are probably now normal because which really isn't bad. 20 weeks really isn't bad. But I will admit
Mhm.
my sex drive was gone and it's been gone because I probably already dieted down everything on my first mini cut I did and maintained, right? And now I'm back to normal with that. So I'm like, I'm assuming everything's back to normal. I'll recheck at 6 months. But um listen, if your hormones are finally normalizing, why are you gonna go do a cut in like 4 to 5 months again? Like you're just gonna trash yourself. So I have to remind myself and step back and say, listen, the best choice for you is to build till next December and then come back and be undeniable, hopefully. And my goal is actually why I'm trying to remain because I am going into probably perimenopause any year, right? Any moment it could just start flaring up and that could last for 10 years, right? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. We don't know when that time's gonna happen. I do take very good care of myself, which can help, right? We don't know. I mean, trying to take care of myself. And I have lots of clients on HRT. It's fine. I mean, I have some clients take things too. Like that's fine. It's
Yeah.
just my personal choice, right? So my goal is to actually do NPC naturals and do a
Mm.
pro qualifier as a natural, just because I am already in that spot. So I'm like, why not just try, right? Like maybe this is the way I can get there. But who wants to be a pro if you're not even looking pro though too? A lot of people want to go pro, but I'm like, but do I even really, how would I do if I got up there?
Totally. I think that, touches on another point that I feel like a lot of athletes, like it is very much results oriented and very much about the destination. And listen, like people hate when I say this. Like, don't get me wrong. Yes, you have to be motivated to win. You should be motivated to win. I hope you are. But at the same time, it's like don't let a lackluster placing, and I'm not saying like fourth call outs, fifth call outs, but don't let a placing that, isn't what you were hoping for make you disregard all of the work that you did and all the progress that you've made, because that's really where you begin to like develop that evidence, give that evidence, I guess provide that evidence for yourself that you have what it takes and you can continue to work towards that goal. And maybe that goal doesn't happen in one season. Maybe the goal is very much, okay, I want to turn pro, but you still need a little bit more. Maybe in that, in a physical sense, like you need more muscle, or you need to have the ability to get down to that look while keeping that fullness. But I think it's such a shame when I see girls, they're like, this prep, it was trash. Like I don't feel like it was my best. And then like the excuses come and it's like, dude, like you made such good progress. Like there are other preps, other shows, and like as long as you're getting better and you're honest with yourself around, what are the gaps, where what are my deficits, that really is the opportunity for you to take steps forward.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest. So I follow a lot of competitors that I competed with. Listen, the girl I beat at the St. Pete show, she came second. She went pro 3 weeks later, and she won a pro. She won two pro shows. And I'm like, okay, so like, then of course I'm like, well, I must be kind of close. Like I could be that. Maybe it was just the peaking, like, but you
Mhm.
start thinking about these things.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But also some girls I beat at that show, they went pro. There was like a couple people that went pro, and I'm like, hey. And then there was a girl that did like a national show in June, and then she did Universe. She went pro, and she got like second call out. So I'm like, listen, you guys just don't quit. It could be your turn, literally. Like, and then of course, you start saying, well, maybe I should have just kept going. Like, sometimes you just need to keep going, and try something new, change your look up a little bit. Like sometimes it really is like you might need a reverse, or you might need to lean out. And I think the couple girls that end up going pro just got leaner. Like me, I
Mhm.
wasn't gonna blow up with some muscle. like I know I'm missing just that pop, right? So it's just you have to
Right.
look at it correctly. Like, could you be leaner? But then again, you get feedback from a judge, and they're like, you need more muscle, and then they come in leaner, and they actually look more muscular. So you have to consider that as well.
I think it's really important to be able to metabolize what the feedback is and then be really honest, like, hey, like if it is a conditioning issue, what does getting leaner actually do to the look? Do you lose some of that curve? Do you lose that shape? Because that's the thing. A lot of people will be like, well, I don't want to get as lean because I don't want to lose the curves. I don't want to lose my fullness. I want to be able to stay, very shapely. And it's like, without the visibility though, without like a certain degree of visibility, a minimum amount of glutathione, like they're not going to place too well. Like that just is the reality. And like
Yeah.
there's some people that can compensate with it, and some people maybe they show up at shows where they truly do look the best, but then hey, let's say you win, you go to another show and it doesn't pan out the way you would think, based on previous records. And that's where I think being able to just be honest with yourself around like, hey, what is the thing that's going to hold me back from placing better? Is it presentation? Is it density? Is it actual like muscle tissue that you need? Or is it just conditioning and then being able to balance out that conditioning, perhaps like top to bottom?